I'm Bernie Della Cogna, and what I'm going to show you is our new Golden Age collection. It's a collection which brings to life the decadence and the glamour of the Roaring Twenties, really. You know, in the 1920s, I just imagine old Hollywood dinner parties with a lot of crystal and silver and candlelight and decadence, a lot of free-spirited women living luxurious lives with sort of limitless minds. And that's really what this collection's all about. In order to create this collection, we put together a mood board. And then after that, we look at the various mills that we're working with in Europe, and also we have a look at their fibres and combinations of fibres, and we weave that into a story of cloths which go together to make up the collection. The first fabric I'm going to show you is called Old Hollywood. I wanted something which was spectacularly theatrical, so therefore I combined a little viscose on the front for reflection with a tightly woven linen on the back. You can use it either way, but it creates this extraordinary reflection and really reminded me of an old gracious Hollywood dinner party, and the colors are the reflections in candlelight on crystal and silver. And here we have our colorways. It falls so beautifully. I can see this as curtains or tablecloths, and the colorways, I'm just in love with this ochre goldy copper. Here we have, typical of Della Cogna, a very soft pink. It's not a pretty pink, it's not a cement, but it's quite a feminine, elegant color. And then of course we have a selection of neutrals. They're all the sort of silvers and champagnes and shell light colors. The next one, which I'm going to show you, is actually called Bearcat. Bearcat is a great upholstery. It's a combination of reflection and flatness. It's got a tightly woven boucle wool yarn, as you can see on the back, and it's combined with this reflection. It's a spontaneous, fiery design which sort of flows free-form across the surface. Here we have a grey, it's a grey-brown really, and then I have three more colours which are combinations of silver, champagne, and here we have the silver and champagne mixed together. Remember, you can use both sides of this upholstery cloth. The next one I'm going to show you, called Speakeasy. It's quite a heavyweight linen. It's what you'd expect from Della Cogna. Look at that colour. It's really strong upholstery, and speakeasy comes from the name speakeasy, which was the speakeasy bars during Prohibition. Here we have another colour. It's got a little bit of reflection woven through it, and it's got a 90,000 martingale result, so great for contract work. So it's a linen, but a slightly glamorous one. And there we go through the colorways, and this pink is a favourite at the moment, and some other neutrals. So that all together, Speakeasy, and the colour names are named after cocktails which were invented during that period. The next one is called Orchestra. And I called it Orchestra because of the jazz bands of that period. And here you can see how beautifully the linen falls. It's double width, random design with a little bit of reflection in it. There we go, all three of them. So we have the names of instruments like trombone, and we've got a silver, a copper, and a gold. The next one is called Smoking Jacket. It's a combination of silk and linen. The silk gives us its reflection, and the linen in the background gives us the beautiful weight and hand. The design really looks as if it's dancing across the surface of of the fabric. It could be Japanese brush strokes or something from nature, and it is totally reversible. Of course, it comes in this coppery goldy colorway. You can see how beautifully it falls, and then all the way through to these lovely colors ending on this cream. That could be so elegant as a curtain. So all these colors make up our new smoking jacket. Then we're moving on to boardwalk. So boardwalk, named after the shoes that gentlemen, any discerning gentleman, used to wear during that period, two-tone. It's an artisan yarn and a very gutsy, heavily woven linen. It's a two-tone fabric, quite an unusual color for us. I'd like to use that with pink, actually. And then we have the strong green. We choose our colors really carefully, and basically we only use the colors that really work. You know, some colors just don't work in certain yarns. Here we have this lovely champagne combination, and then of course we have the silver grey one, the two neutrals. Very good martingale result on these as well. This one is called Clubhouse. It's a tightly woven wool, a sateen weave, not unlike what's on the market. However, we've changed the structure of the cloth so that you get this extraordinary reflection on the surface of the fabric. That's that color that I love so much. And here we have a very elegant tan, pale tan gold color. We have a few more, all in these lovely neutrals, but this one is a typical Delaconia pink, very soft and quite feminine. So you can see all the colorways that we've achieved in this fabric called Clubhouse, and named after some of the clubs, gentlemen's clubs in England at that time. Finally, I wanted to show you this one. Coco Chanel is one of my heroes, so we called this fabric Coco because she said simplicity is the keynote to all true elegance, and that really is what I see this as. It feels sumptuous and it drapes quite decadently and elegantly. So that one is Coco. And the final one I'm going to show you is called Vintage Cement. You know, in our collection, we already have this one called Vintage, which is a very simple peasant linen, which has been painted white and then stone washed. What we love to do at Delaconia is to use something which is really raw and mix it with a really glamorous. So here we have the new one, which is called Vintage Cement. And I would love to combine that with something so elegant as Coco. And that's what I love to do at Delaconia. Thank you. So this Golden Age collection is quite different to our existing collection, but I see it very much as an evolution rather than a revolution. And you can see quite clearly how we mix fabrics, which are our Delaconia classics, into this collection and change the ambiance of a room completely. So this is something I really love to do. Take this cashmere velvet, which is an existing one. We've had it in the collection for a while in this lovely flame color. This is an existing heavyweight linen from our Pure collection. Here's another one. Have a look at how those colors are building. And then you can add something quite unexpected and give it a slightly tribal bent. And then, of course, bring in a bit of old Hollywood glamour. There you are. So you see how we've got the old and the new working together to create this really interesting room. I think I could live in all these hot colors. So those kind of textures and the way the fabrics all just work together. You know, at Delaconia we never use Pantone, so we always choose colours from nature. Here's the next one, which is totally different. It's a very calm, soft palette. This is the heavyweight sheer. It almost has a knitted quality about this linen. And we combined that with another existing product called Ballet. A little bit of design mixed in. So we're creating something really elegant. And then, of course, we're going to bring in one of the new ones, which is this lovely luminous wool that we've just launched. And then a bit of bearcat, perhaps. And you can see how we're starting to build all these textures. I can't forget about my favorite buffalo heavyweight linen. And we start to create different stories for you. And the final one I'm going to show you is that combination I talked about. It's pink and red, really. So let's start with cocoa. Super elegant, understated cocoa. And then mix it with this pink of old Hollywood that we talked about. Those two together really creating a glamorous space. This is a very long-standing favorite of Delacogna's as a linen. And look at this, bring something unexpected like that into the mix. And then include boardwalk. And then possibly for a bit of decadence, we have this cashmere velvet. 3 totally different stories for you, using existing and new. So to create this Golden Age collection, we've worked with a really small group of really specialist mills using the most precious natural fibres. And I hope this collection will bring a sense of excitement and glamour and a bit of decadence into your home.